Alright people, so since a lot of you guys have been asking me to do more rants, I've actually been deciding to do a rant video on something that I've actually been wanting to cover for like the past year or two. And since a lot of you guys know that I do YouTube part-time and then I work part-time as well, I wanted to make a video about quiet quitting because I think now more than ever, it's an important subject to talk about and not get it misconstrued with boomers that's been alive since the 1800s, older than my grandparents. And now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, what in the actual hell is quiet quitting? And your guess was as bad as good as mine. So basically, quiet quitting, according to these boomers and these old heads that's in suits above your corporate office management, basically coins quiet quitting as sticking to the job description and stop taking on added responsibilities or extra work hours. And now what common sense is basically telling me is, by this definition, is that everybody starts off their job when they first get there at a quiet quitting level. And last year when I first heard quiet quitting being thrown around, I thought that basically meant is we don't put in the 2 weeks notice, y'all bitches gonna know that we ain't there. So basically some of these boomers, in their eyes by this definition, basically coins quiet quitting as you're being lazy or you're doing the very bare minimum at work. But that's not what it is. That's called doing your job and what's expected of you while you're doing your damn job.
You're supposed to throw those down and help your fucking teammates. You're support. You're a support class. Yeah. You should know this. You fucking idiot.
But it's also called acting your wage. Get it? Because it's like acting your age, but instead it's acting your wage, like how much you get paid. No. But the part that I was getting confused at was that their definition of quiet quitting and everybody else's definition of quiet quitting that I've been seeing all over YouTube and everywhere else are two different things. Now, I was watching Fresh Prince Yupp's video on quiet quitting last year and as of recently, and honestly, this part of his video was honestly the best take that I've seen so far and the best definition of quiet quitting I've seen. The most interesting part about it is that nothing's changed. I still work just as hard, I still get just as much accomplished. I just don't stress and internally rip myself to shreds. And that's the damn thing about it. These jobs, especially in retail and hospitality and everywhere else in between, will have you stressed. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I already have enough gray hairs in my head as it is. And the thing about these damn jobs, especially with minimum wage and anything just barely above minimum wage, they expect you to go above and beyond, no compensation, just straight vibes and holy matrimony. And it's like, are you for real? Above and beyond? Above and beyond? Really, bro? My check every second Friday better be above and beyond too.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
And y'all, tell me if I'm lying or not, but the jobs that have you stressed out the most are the jobs where when you get there on your first day of work, they say to you, hey, we're a team, we're a family. And it's like, who the fuck do you think you are, Dominic Toretto? Like we're gonna have a barbecue before we go and haul a fucking bank vault with 2 Dodge Hellcat Chargers? And don't get me wrong, everything but a job sounds amazing, because you see these YouTubers with $1 million houses. You see these rappers flaunting their $5 million jewelry collection. You see these rappers have a whole fleet of cars and car collections that make it look like your GTA Online characters' car collection in their garage. You see Tariq and Tommy Egan's side hustles they got going on in Power, and you think to yourself, that's not a bad idea at all. And these companies and these jobs, especially these corporate jobs, that is so extreme with this, is that they need to understand this, is that we aren't doing these jobs like our parents did, where we're staying there and we're stuck there for 20, 30 plus years. We're staying at these jobs for like 2 or 3 years maximum, and then we're going to another job and finding another job that pays us 20 to 50% more than what y'all paying us. And another thing that these corpos and these jobs need to understand is that they don't own us. We're not your plaything. We have boundaries and we have limits too. And I will tell you like this personally, do not go to these jobs and be the Superman of the job. I'm telling you, it's not worth it, because when you do go above and beyond and you constantly do it on a weekly basis, you're gonna be the one that they depend on more than others, because whenever somebody call off, anybody that don't show up or they need just someone to like help them with some bullshit extracurricular ass task, they're gonna immediately call upon you, and then they're gonna be calling on you for as much as they can, and they're gonna be taking advantage of you. And in the grand scheme of things, there isn't anything really wrong with going above and beyond, but it's going above and beyond all the time 24/7 and you got nothing to show for it. That's where it becomes a problem. And look, I understand that family stuff comes up, or you just need a mental day off, or like you just have something that comes up immediately that you weren't expecting. I understand that part. But it gets to the point where if you're calling off this much, do you even really want to work here anyway?
Hell no. to the no, 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 hell to the no.
Because I work jobs where people always call off every single day of the week, and they always call upon me to cover their shift or whatever the case may be, or stay late or come in earlier than what I'm supposed to, and I'm not getting anything out of it aside from more gray hairs and more years tacked off my lifespan.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And I know that someone is going to be in the comments trying to argue with me about, like, hey, if you pick up more shifts, that means extra money. And like, no shit, Sherlock. That's how it's supposed to be. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But more cash and more shifts to get more cash is not worth it if it's messing up your work-life balance. But what you guys gotta know is that if your workers are going above and beyond, even if it's not in their job description and they're just doing it just because they genuinely want to help the job out, they should get paid extra to do so, right? Makes sense, don't it? Right? But trying to make these hard-headed old greaseballs in suits above the management understand this is like trying to take away crack from a crackhead.
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
And this is just gonna be a quick little story time. So as of recently, I actually been working at this job of mine for like 2 years straight, and it's about to be 2.5 years come May. So I actually had a position as to whereas my situation has changed and I'm not really getting paid that much from YouTube. So I figured, okay, I'll pick up more shifts at work and then I'll ask for a raise. So since I'm picking up all these shifts, that's the least they can do, right? So I go to the management, I ask them, look, I'm getting paid $13.75 an hour. I need to get paid somewhere between $14.75 and $15.50 an hour. That's all I really want, especially since this job offers competitive wages. I think that I should be getting a raise based on the amount of work that I'm doing and based on the amount of shifts I've been picking up and covering for other people. Makes sense, don't it? So they tell me, okay, you're definitely worth it. Then I'll speak to the management and I'll speak to the uppers and try to get you this raise. Then the thing is, I haven't heard anything since, and that was like 6 months ago. And so I'm not hearing anything. I just chalked it up as to, okay, this is a chain of command type of situation. Like, it takes a while and they gotta like base it off my work, which I'm worth it, the proof in the pudding anyways. So listen to what they do next. And honestly, I couldn't believe this shit. This shit took the cake. So after like 6-7 months, and as of last week, I've been noticing that there's been anywhere from 4 to 7 new hires, and 3 of those are in my department that I work in. And get this, and I could not believe this bullshit right here. So all of these new guys that came in is getting paid more than $15 an hour.
Huh?
And the only trouble is that these new hires that work in my department is a disaster. These guys can fuck up a cup of coffee. And I'm just over here sitting to myself, wow, bro, this is what they do. And instead of giving me $1 raise, which is all I asked for, they go and hire 4 new guys that can't even wipe their ass if you gave them the toilet paper. And I'm glad that people is starting to wake up and starting to realize that these jobs, you're really replaceable. Because I remember I was watching a couple videos. One of them was Fresh Prince Jump's video, where he also said in like another video that he made is that this dude, and I will bring up the news story right now, this dude worked at Burger King for like over 23 or 25 years, right? Didn't call in sick, didn't ask for a day off, didn't take a vacation, didn't do none of that, picked up extra shifts, everything. And in his 25th or like 26th year or whatever the case may be, where they acknowledge this man and his hard work, you want to know what these guys gave him? They didn't give him a raise. They didn't give him no pension raise or whatnot. They instead gave him like a dollar store goodie bag, and it had like movie tickets in there. They had like plastic cups, candy. Like, they didn't even give this man free Whoppers for life, and he's working at Burger King for like 25 years.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And actually, I found the video right here. Here's the video right here. And you guys see like what they gave this man. Y'all seeing what they're giving this man. So they didn't give this man no raise. They didn't give this man free Whoppers for life. So instead they gave him a goodie bag that you would get from the Dollar Tree. And this guy, since this video went viral and everybody across the world seen how poorly they treated this man over that many years that he put into this corporate job, is that they raised him so much money on a GoFundMe, because everybody knows that seeing that video, that type of acknowledgement is just plain wrong. And then there's other videos where I'm seeing where they're firing people because they're stopping thieves. It's like, what the fuck, are y'all kidding me, bro? And one could argue is that, okay, if they steal, okay, that is what it is. That's the police's job. And like, the stuff is insured anyways, and they can write it off as a tax write-off. But like, allowing somebody to steal opens up Pandora's box. And it's really more the principle more than anything, because you can't just walk into a store and steal something. That's just plain wrong. But yet they catch these people who steal, and since our laws are so fucked up as to whereas these people steal and they get out on with a slap on the wrist, but meanwhile these people lose their jobs because what? Some douchebag wanted to go into the store and steal? But yet these are the same type of jobs that expect you to go above and beyond, no compensation asked for or required, just straight vibes. But yet you ask for a day off and they want to ask you every question in the book as to why you need a day off. It's like, it's none of your business as to why I need a day off.
It's for a rare African bird called none your business.
And then they want to say, oh, if you want to take a day off, you have to find someone that covers your shift. I don't gotta find shit. You just hired 7 new people. You just brought in 3 new people in my department. You go and find them and put them on the schedule. And I know that I'm going off on tangents and whatever the case may be, but I just have to throw this in there because like recently, like I think a few months ago, I put in my request for off work so I can go to Midwest Fur Fest 2023. Y'all know this. I'm a furry and I go to these conventions. That's what I do. So get this. So listen to what they do last year. So they give me the hours or like the days I need off, right? No problem, right? And it's because I never asked for a day off anyways, so I do the same this year. So last year when I came back from work, I came back with more work to do. And I'm like, how is this a vacation if I come back and I got more work to do? And I mean, that just goes in general when you go on break or like a 10-minute or 30-minute break at work. You go on your lunch and then you come back and everything looks like a tornado touchdown.
I feel like the maid. I just cleaned up this mess. Can we keep it clean for 10 minutes?
You get to that point. Wait, don't get up here.
And another thing that I want to touch up on is that when they tell you to go above and beyond, that also means like staying late and all that other stuff. And it's like, first of all, if I'm on the schedule, let's say I'm on the schedule for 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, okay? I clock in at 9, I'm on time, I do my job, I do what's expected of me while I'm on the job, and then I clock out at 3 o'clock on the dot. And that's what your schedule is most of the time what it is. If you're at, in my case, if it's 8:45 to 3, I get off, I get to the job at 8:45, I clock out at 3, and I do that pretty much every other day or every day. So then the management want to come up to me or any of the other workers want to walk up to me and it's like, you know, you clock out at 3 on the dot every day. And it's like, what the fuck you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Stay? You want me to stay late just to keep you company or something? See how your day was? Buy you a cup of coffee? And look, I'm not trying to be this crusader against like, okay, well, everything but a job sounds amazing. It's like, I know like I'm a YouTuber. I'm grateful for the fan base that I have, right? But it's like these jobs, I know in the grand scheme of things, most people will be having these jobs just so they can survive. And it's like, it shouldn't be that way. You have a job just so you can pay and survive, and you can also have money to do your own thing. But when you go and do these jobs and they expect everything out of you and you give them all that you got and they don't give you anything extra because of that, that's honestly where the problem kicks in. And that's what the point I'm trying to make. And I'll tell you like this right now, I have no problem working a job. I may not like it, but I'll do what I gotta do to survive. You gotta do what you gotta do in this world to survive. All I'm saying is that these jobs need to recognize that they are not your owner and you are not owed anything from that job, or like they don't really owe you anything. Last case in point, because if a job fires you, you don't have to put in a 2 weeks notice. They need you to leave right away. But when you want to find another job, they ask you to put in a 2 weeks notice. Because what? But I will say this, if I ever get fired or if I quit on the spot, I'm hitting the meanest power slide and donuts out that parking lot. Wait, time out. Man, I really need to figure out a better way to end off these videos. Alright, so before I leave y'all to y'all Thanksgiving and whatnot, I actually have a little bit of an announcement to make and just a little bit of a channel update. So, since next week is literally Midwest Fur Fest and is literally within pissing distance, like I actually need to figure out how to get all these videos uploaded. So, I actually have a bunch of videos from Saints Row to Need for Speed Unbound to a couple vlogs, a couple shoe reviews, and all that good stuff. So, what I think I'm going to do is that I think from every single day onwards or every other day, I am going to be uploading a video. So you guys will be getting videos from me before I leave out the next week on the 30th, and I will be back the 4th. So, within the meantime, I got a bunch of uploads scheduled for you guys. I got a bunch of reviews, gameplay videos, walkthroughs, that good stuff. I also have another rant coming on. So it may be on Rockstar Games, it may not be on Rockstar Games, it might be on EA, it may not be on EA, but I got y'all covered in the meantime. So make sure you guys turn on the notifications so y'all don't miss out on another video. Also, check out my community posts whenever y'all get a chance, because I'm gonna start uploading something every day while I'm gone and before then, and with any updates, polls, and whatnot. So with that being said, that's really all I gotta say. Then I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.